All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to APL season number 4, Division 2. I'm not going to throw the matchup screen because the curtain's about to drop, but we're doing Syndicate versus Baddies of the North. I'm a little behind right now. I've been thrown off because I've been fighting with the scoreboard software. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. Um, I had a lot of issues with this last season, and that's why I was really excited for the automated stuff. And the automated stuff isn't working for me, even though it's working for everybody else. So I don't know what's going on. This time it won't even let me select the server, so there's absolutely no way for me to get it to work. So we'll do it manually. Should be some trucks coming in. Let's turn everything on so we can see the trucks coming. There's Tommy, just jumped off the truck. We do have a truck coming up the tracks down here for Syndicate. Remember, Syndicate's on the right for me now because they're access. There's some Baddies of the North guys coming from over there. Town Center's going to be the fight. I don't really see. I see one of the tanks, I think, coming down the road here for Syndicate. There comes a long-range rocket. Oh, that was so. It actually got kills. That got kills. Almost everybody in the truck just went down. The driver is by himself driving up in there. That was a nice rocket hit. The other truck got caught with the rockets. He also lost everybody out of the back of the truck. These rockets are just raining down hellfire onto Syndicate. That is a significant loss for them right here at the start of the match. They didn't actually lose the truck. Some squad leaders were able to get in. They should be able to get some OPs up. We'll see if they can get reinforcements in here in time, as Baddies of the North are just swinging their truck all the way around. Shooting rockets at Davy Jones right there. He does go down. Here comes Wrath over the wall. Gets Davy Jones. Crazy Boots went down to T-Wad. CFO running across, heading towards the church. He's about to run into Clink. Gets taken down by Clink. Baddies of the North taking over the church. That squad leader, T-Wad, was able to get his OP down. He's getting some reinforcements over here. What just went down over here, though? It looks like that was a truck that was blown up here in the circle itself. In spite of those initial losses, Syndicate is still getting the capture here at the first point. Rockets going back and forth here. I can hear the medium Sherman there backed up outside of the zone. The P4 is starting to push up. They're probably aware that at the very least the Sherman isn't right in the circle, so he's going to push up, try to support this infantry who is inside the circle. Girth Brooks gets himself a kill up in the window of the main building on the south side of Town Center. Wrath coming up the backside should have found the OP that was over there. T-Wad is up by the chapel with the Lukes, who is, I don't know what he's doing, but he's getting hit with some rockets. Just gets taken down by the Stewart. Nice shooting by Eisman. Okay, here's another Luke's back here shooting down the south side, or the north side of South Park Row. Here comes the medium Sherman. He's actually shooting up the alleyway. Big arty hit right there, right on top of the Sherman. All of his infantry support just got blasted. Syndicate taking control of the south side. Baddies of the North still holding on to the chapel. Some more spawn-ins for Baddies of the North. I'm wondering if Syndicate managed to land a couple rocket hits at the start that I didn't see, because considering those initial losses, I would have thought that Baddies of the North would have taken the first point, but Syndicate is about to take it. Here we go. Almost, come on. And there is the initial cap. Change the score. Gotta do it manually. Now, I would have expected this Sherman to push up, take out that Luke's. The Luke's actually pushed to the south side of Park Row over there, so he's keeping himself out of vision of that tank. What's the next point? Rail crossing. Pretty straight line fight, actually, so this should be brutal and intense. Johnny's is right there, about to run into Aracha. Holding up on that rooftop. Aracha's going to run right past him. Here's the footsteps. He looked the other way, heard the footsteps, and he didn't see him. Aracha runs right past Johnny, about to run into his own artillery. Johnny's still holding on to that rooftop. Here comes Keanu up behind that. So Aracha, or Johnny should, yep, Johnny gets original K before getting taken out by, I think Nexus got him. Up here in the north side, Baddies of the North pushing pretty hard down from the chapel. They got their arty coming down. Rockets coming across. 3 of their guys go down within a matter of seconds. As CFO runs up, Wrath gets T-Wad. CFO should be able to come around the backside, maybe shoot him in the back, but he's really not looking that way. I don't know if he didn't hear the shots, or he's just busy. A little focus. He does get the guy up in the tower. That's nice shooting with the MG40 or the MP40. Does get shot in the back by Wrath. More reinforcements coming down from the chapel for Baddies of the North. They're starting to swing up from the south down here as well. They're trying to get an envelopment around. It looks like they've got a lot of guys pushing up into Park Row. They have a Stewart down here, as well as... Where did the medium's actually pushing back towards the main road. Rockets coming across. 2 rockets coming across, just barely missing that Stewart. Though Luke's is blasting away over here on the south side, trying to catch his infantry as it's coming up from the south alleyway. Stewart is just blasting away at their infantry, though. So it's going to be hard for them to get across this. These tanks are going to have to engage each other if the infantry wants to push through. Now, there is a handful of infantry for Baddies in the North starting to push up the main road over there under the fire of this medium tank. The P4 is backed way off, out of sight. He's still holding the courtyard, though, but he's backed up there to where you can't see him unless you come into the plaza. So, ooh, what's this though? Stewart kind of shooting towards where the P4 is. He is supporting this infantry who's pushing down from the chapel, and these guys are starting to take control of the north side pretty good. Bobo the Monk goes down to Tweety. Tweety gets blasted by the Stewart. Syndicate now pushing some guys up from their launch garrisons, trying to get into the flank of this attack from Baddies of the North, trying to clear these guys out away from these northeast courtyards. Back the camera up over here. Baddies of the North still trying to push their way up into the yellow alleyway. Iracha is there waiting for him. Grenades going off right in his face. He's up on the wall. He's taking some shots. Johnny gets around the backside. He's going to get him in the bag. He's going to run right past him. He's going to run right past him. Here comes Architect. Architect goes down. Iracha is actually still looking the other way. Johnny's not going to react to that. He's going to keep pushing, trying to get in there, trying to find their spawns. We all know that the garrison is generally placed on in these south courtyards here for Town Center. It's kind of the spot these days. Syndicate still has good hold on the circle. I don't see what happened to the Lukes. The Lukes has moved away. It is not engaging with that Stewart. It's probably the right choice. It's a little bit easier for a Stewart to kill a Lukes just because he's got the bigger gun. Satchel went off over there. Not sure who placed that satchel. Johnny, maybe. Now this Stewart is slowly marching forward, trying to help this infantry clear this out. The Lukes is repositioned so that he can look down the north side, still keeping that infantry away. These guys are busy dealing with this instead of pushing north into Town Center like I'm sure they would like to. Rockets coming down from the 1 before he gets taken down by T-Wad up here on the north side. I heard a ricochet off of the Stewart. Doesn't look like he took any damage though, and he's blasting away at that corner now, trying to figure out who shot at him. So how dare you? Syndicate has a number of guys that have shifted up here towards the north, ready to stop Baddies of the North from slipping around on the north flank. They are a little boxed into that alleyway, though. I do hear a bombing run. That looks to be a Baddies of the North bombing run. Got a couple of guys, but Syndicate is, for the most part, inside the building. There's some friendly fire there. Got caught by the bombing run. Syndicate lost a few guys, but not too bad. They should be able to get some spawn-ins here to clean up, or to replace those losses. Oh, Racha gets blasted in the face by a rocket from Girth Brooks. Gotta remember that you guys can't see the bottom of my screen. See these guys coming out of the chapel, pushing up, trying to keep pressure on from the north side. These guys are still pushing in the front door. What happened to that medium? Medium has now shifted back down to the south towards Park Row. The Lukes is still over there on the east side. The Stewart got destroyed while I wasn't looking. Didn't see who got a hold of him. Somebody destroyed that Stewart. That's a significant loss for the infantry down here on the south for Baddies of the North. They needed that tank support. That's probably why the medium shifted this way. There's the P4 as well, has turned around and is facing down to the south. I'm now pretty sure that he's probably the one who killed the Stewart. That Stewart is in position that he can just get shot by that P4. So there is quite a bit of infantry down here for Baddies of the North. You can see that they're still putting the pressure on up over there by the chapel as well. These guys are getting blasted by the P4 though as they're trying to run out. Here comes Booty Smasher as an engineer, but the P4 is facing that way, so he's going to peek that corner, see immediately that they're looking at him. Gets blasted by the P4. He had his satchel out. I don't know if he was trying to place it on the corner there, maybe do some damage. Here comes Excel with some rockets probably. Immediately gets taken down though, so they're not really able to get in and get the damage onto that P4. That P4 is holding really strong at that road. Now, what is this? It's another Stewart. Was another Stewart until Caliel Ferrari takes him down with a well-placed rocket. He was already damaged, so he probably had already hit him with one rocket. But either way, the Stewart goes down. That's another Stewart lost for Baddies of the North. They got a lot of infantry here, though. They're pushing really hard, trying to get into these courtyards here on the north side. A lot of Bush gets T-Wad over there as M. Tucker goes down. Rockets takes him out just for the final kill. Grizzly runs around the corner. He turns around and gets a lot of Bush before he can get him. Gets the one. Here comes Clink from behind. Clink gives him in the back. Evac come around, gets shot from the tower before he can do any damage. That medium for Baddies of the North has shifted all the way down to the south side of Park Row. I don't know if he's trying to get an angle on that P4. He's definitely headed that way. He's supporting his infantry over here, that's for sure. So, at the very least, his infantry over here has some support. They're catching some arty, though, so they're going to have to be careful as they push their reinforcements down, trying to support this medium tank, who, I don't know if he's trying to get a drop on the P4, but if he pulls out broadside like that, he has a huge disadvantage. We'll see what happens here in a second. Here comes the medium. There's the P4 already looking. He does get around on the P4. The P4 misses his shot. He's got all the time in the world to line this up now. There goes the P4. Nice shooting by Inchon. That P4 definitely should have had the advantage in that fight. Having the Sherman pull in broadside like that. He should have had clear shots, and honestly, that might have been what happened. He went for the broadside shot into the side of the tank, and he hit the debris that was on the ground in front of him. Now, the Lukes is still here, blasting away at the infantry. He's trying to come around the corner. Rockets going off right in his face. Couple of ATs here. He does get blasted by a grenade. Here comes the medium for Baddies of the North. Looks like he's going to come over and clean up this Lukes. There is the Tiger driving right past. They have no idea that the medium is coming right now. There's no infantry over here for Syndicate, so they shouldn't have any real idea where the medium is right now. I see Trick coming up from behind, maybe trying to find it. Oh, Lukes goes down. Another nice shot by Inchon. Let's shift up over here to the north. Syndicate still holding these guys away up at the chapel. Baddies of the North keeping the pressure on from the north, though, and with this medium moving around, getting some damage done. We'll see if they can swing all the way around. Does look like Syndicate did push down to the south a little bit, driving a wedge into the attack by Baddies of the North. Baddies of the North has a number of guys that are swinging around to the east, though, including Smurf, who is all the way over at Rail Crossing for some reason as a squad leader. They must just be anticipating this capture, or he's going for the long walk to find their garrisons. Make sure I have my chat stuff turned on. I hear another bombing run coming on. That should be the Syndicate bombing run. They are bombing the south side of Park Row. There is quite a bit of infantry down here for Baddies of the North. Here comes the bombing run. Should clear out a number of these guys. There they go. Gets Reap as well, or Cora. One of those guys got him, but a number of Baddies of the North go down over here to this bombing run. Pretty decent bombing run. Maybe a little unnecessary. I don't really feel like Syndicate was being pressed that hard, but Now they are starting to come up and try and envelop this church, starting to clear these guys out of the courtyards south of the church. They got the Tiger right there as well, supporting this attack. These guys are looking to clear this out and take control of this position. Now, I haven't looked. Have they been able to slip anybody over here? They have not. I don't see anybody slipping through over at Ruins, so... These guys are just kind of pushing each other around. Baddies of the North have had a lot of pressure from multiple directions. Syndicate is just boxed right into the town center. They're holding on to it, but Baddies of the North has a big envelopment. They pretty much control all of Park Row. The north, the west, and the south. Sounded like a supply drop just now went across. Now, Baddies of the North is starting to slip some guys up into the front door. As Pyrochemist is inside that house, you got some more infantry coming up behind him. The Tiger's still holding onto the road up there in the north, so these rockets coming across shouldn't really be able to do too much. Maybe just looking for some infantry. Original K and Pyrochemist like right on top of each other in this house. How the fuck do you get up there? Can you window glitch this house? I think you can window glitch this house. That must be it. I don't know how else you would get up there. Here comes the supplies for Syndicate. Looking to get it. They got a garrison. They got the garrison. So they're just dropping supplies over here. Backup maybe. Not 100% sure. Maybe even looking to get some defenses up. AT gun? I don't know. We'll find out in a few minutes if they get something like that going. Baddies of the North still pushing things around down here on the south side of Park Row. Rockets coming across from Cajones. Booty Smasher goes down to either Chocks or Mark Tanks. Here comes Stir and Nutbender about to run into each other. Nutbender's running kind of fast, but he still managed to get Stir as he comes around the corner. These guys kind of stalemating down here a little bit. Syndicate trying to push these guys out of here. Chocks gets taken down by XL along with Mark Tanks. Nutbender's still holding this corner as well. So Baddies of the North starting to swing around on the south side. D-Bears goes down to Spirit from way back there on that rooftop, just keyholing through these buildings. Looking right through that gap, right down the road. Up here in the north, Syndicate still swinging a couple of guys around. Baddies of the North trying to find some holes up here. You can see Smilk all the way up there. Look like he's trying to get around a pumping station or something. Oh, Will B just spawned in up over here, though, so there must be a garrison. Smilk is headed straight towards it. There it is. I can see it right there. So I just want to see... Will B spawned in just in time to run into Smilk up here, and I want to see if they see each other, if they run past each other. Will B actually turning around. I think he heard the footsteps. Vehicle coming. The Greyhound coming through. Smilk will be marking that. I can't help but wonder, is he close enough to lock this garrison up? I'm not sure if that's 50 meters or not, but if he hasn't locked up, that would explain why Will B's looking for him. Will B found him, too. Very impressive hunting skills there. I never would have found that guy hiding in that bush like that, but he must have knew he was close. Either way, they're going to hold on to that garrison up there on the north side. Down over here to the south. Does look like Baddies of the North are starting to get some pressure on again here in the front door. They're still holding on to this little sliver of road. They could really use some tank pressure. There's the 76 blasting down the road as I say it. They already have the tanks in place doing what they need to be doing. It does look like the Tiger is still holding on to that north road, so the tanks are not trying to engage each other. Recon going over right now for Syndicate, so they're going to have a good idea of what's going on in front of them. There's the tank marker. Syndicate trying to clear these guys out of here. Satchel goes off just outside the alleyway, getting a number of kills there. Girth Brooks gets Keanu as he's running into the house. Aracha is right there. Aracha goes down. Girth Brooks inside the house. Smoke's going off at the entryway of the plaza as baddies of the north are trying to push their guys up. Here comes the 76. 2 76s now. Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys can't see that because it's underneath the scoreboard. So these guys, and a Stewart as well. So a lot of tank presence right here on the front door of Town Center. Rockets going off. Yeah, here comes that Stewart. He's going to push up, maybe put his gun here in the front door. Both the 76s have split, going different directions. So one's heading towards the North Park Row, one's heading towards south. And they're going to allow the Stewart to hold on to this front door, which there's a lot of infantry pushing up from Syndicate. And there's Artie coming down in the yellow alleyway. So Artie from both sides is actually coming down right here. So according to the artillery, this is where the fight is. Rocket's going down into the front door. Architect's going to run up into the alleyway. Shoots a rocket. Aracha gets taken out by the artillery instead. Here comes Booty Smasher around the corner as well. He's got his satchel out. There's the satchel. He does get blasted by Aracha, who probably does not see the satchel. Here comes Keanu. They're peeking. They don't know that satchel's there. These guys are all going to get blown to pieces here in a second. Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, looks like it's going to get 3 maybe with that satchel. Architect's running up on it, too. Oh, no. Oh, no, you guys are going to get killed by your own satchel. There it goes. There was more baddies of the north taken down by that satchel than there was Syndicate guys. Very unfortunate. Gotta be careful with them satchels. Gotta make sure that your team knows that you've placed them. A little bit of cat pressure going on here at Town Center. I'm thinking it's these tanks. Even though they're not in the circle, they've got these tanks and they're pushing them around. They're trying to take control of the park rows. Crombopulus goes down to Chocks. Now, Syndicate's starting to push some infantry west down South Park Row, but with that 76 being over there, they're going to have a hard time coming around this corner. They're going to run into Architect over there. I think that was just a truck. Just one of those. A Stewart. The Stewart. Somebody shoved that Stewart up in here, and it got taken down either by Kachu. I think it was Kachu. Crazy Boots gets blasted coming down the road. This Tiger repositioning a little bit. Now there's the 76 up here in the north starting to peek around. That Tiger has repositioned, but he was where he was before. He would be in vision of this 76. I don't know if they exchanged a little bit and then he repositioned, but this 76 is looking to push up and support this infantry as they're trying to push down this north road. Artillery already coming down on top of them. Tiger's in position. The smoke is blocking his view as this infantry is starting to push up down the road. Crazy Boots comes around the corner, gets stepped on a mine, actually, it looked like, right in the face of Rooster. The one comes around the corner, gets himself a kill. The tank is now blasting away, getting some infantry. Evac coming around the corner. He should spot that 76. Should have seen the one just now, maybe. I'm not sure, but he almost certainly spotted that 76. He does get the one. There is some infantry now in the church for Syndicate. That 76 should have to back off. He's not going to want to get aggressive with infantry that close to him. Baddies of the North still holding on to the South Tank Row. They're starting to push some infantry up that way again. They're trying to, I think they're just trying to get into this side alley here. But, I mean, they've got the Belgian gate blocking them, so it's really difficult to get through there. You can squeeze through, but waiting to see what this 76 does if he's going to push up. I see the other 76 over there is backing up to look down the main road. Artillery coming down on top of the 76. Rooster goes down. Artillery just hammering that 76. All the infantry around him is getting shredded by that artillery. CFO takes a rocket shot at the 76. This already coming down on top of him the way it is could start doing some damage to him. He really should back that 76 out of there. And there he goes. He's backing up. He's trying to get away. He has no infantry support. Grizzly pushing up. Grizzly laying low. Gets taken out by the artillery. Here comes CFO. He's running into the church. Clink running around the other way. Evac on the backside of the church. There goes Clink going to go into the church. Evac went down to someone else. Clink goes down to Davy Jones. Who's over here? Wrath. So Wrath's over here is the sniper. There's some spawnings going on. Is that a garrison? That's the garrison right there. And Did I Ask has found it. Garrison goes down. 4 baddies to the north as Syndicate's pushing their infantry down from the bridge area. There is some guys coming across up there in the north. 4 baddies to the north, but it's going to take them a little few minutes to get into position. This Tiger over here hammering away at this infantry that's trying to come in. A couple of guys make it into the church, but Syndicate is holding. Over here on the south side, Badges of the North has taken control of Park Row. They are starting to push a couple of guys up. Syndicate's pushing guys around. Here comes the Greyhound looking to support this. He is a solo. So we will see where he positions himself. He's actually got his back end to the road. So if they had a Syndicate had an AT, that would have been almost certainly have been a dead Greyhound. If they had had an AT right there. But Spirit with his MG still back on that rooftop. Cutting these guys down as they're trying to come around the corner. Mark Tank gets himself a couple of kills before they can make their way up the alleyway. Bryson goes down to Nutbender. What is that? Got a P4. They got a P4 right there. They should have eyes. I just barely misses the Greyhound. Johnny accepts this, gets a ricochet. Johnny accepts his fate and decides to duel it out with the P4, who has already had 3 missed shots on this Greyhound. He jumps into the driver's seat, and he's out of here. He should have stayed where he was, man. They had a hard time shooting you. Now this P4 is just going to swing around and shoot you. And he misses again. Go Greyhound. Oh, he misses a 5th time, and the Greyhound makes it around the corner. Who's shooting? It's Water Jug. Water Jug, I'm a little disappointed in you. I'm just playing. Another miss. This is the luckiest Greyhound I've ever seen. Goes around the corner yet again. He's going to come around this way, maybe get back into his infantry. Runs somebody over there in the alleyway. He's going to come through the barbed wire. Oh, you can't get through that. He's stuck on the barbed wire. Flare goes up. Where did that bombing run? Bombing run going off at Ruins. That's a Syndicate bombing run. I don't know. I don't agree with that bombing run. Maybe he got a garrison or something with it, but if there's no infantry to follow it up, it's just a wasted bombing run. This poor P4, he's all damaged. He's still holding this corner. He's helping his infantry out. Does look like the Greyhound got cleaned up while I was distracted by that bombing, and yep, there he is. Getting a little bit of stuttering, actually. Oh. Some stuttering. Turn my fan on, make sure my computer's not overheating or anything. Getting a little, yeah, definitely getting a little bit of stuttering going on here. There we go. That feels still a little bit of stutter going on. What's my ping? Where am I? 140? I should. Okay. There we go. Now that's better. I don't know what was up with that stutter, but whatever. Baddies of the North are starting to make their way in from the church, so they're starting to slip through up there. Deschora gets himself a kill. Pyrochemist again right in the front door. These guys have kind of just been holding the same positions. Artillery coming down in the face of Syndicate here in the alleyway. Somebody just got themselves a 76 kill. I don't know if it was a satchel or what, but the 76 just went down right there. Could have been the P4 as well. P4 is pulling up, so I'm going to guess the Scotsman took that shot. They've still got this P4 down here who is repairing up. There's this AT pushing this way, but there's a Tiger right behind him. Mark Tanks gets the AT. KX-99 out and repairing his tank. Lots of kills being taken out both sides down here, but with these two tanks down here for Syndicate, they should be just fine down here on the south side. So let's shift up here in the north. A lot of their pressure has been coming down from the church. Something in my eye. Alright, how are we looking? The stream has caught up. As in the north, trying to find the gaps. They're trying to find their way in. They can't really seem to get through. They want to get out and around. I don't even think they want to be pushing from the church anymore. I think they'd like to push east of the church, come around the backside. But with that Tiger sitting right there and a handful of infantry in the buildings, it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to push away from the church, especially with Syndicates pushing guys down from the north, trying to get some pressure on from over here. Baddies of the north are starting to swing around behind this, trying to come down from the north. Lord Farquaad goes down to dirty in the house. That looked like it just took a swing at the Tiger right there. Didn't quite get him, but Mitchell is all the way up into the plaza. Badges of the North starting to break through. They're starting to get in here. Crazy Boost comes around the corner, gets himself killed before he gets taken down. Mitchell is in the back courtyards now. Looking for the garrison. Pretty sure the garrison is right there. It's right below us. The garrison is safe, but Baddies of the North keeping the pressure up. Starting to box Syndicate in. They're even starting to look a little stronger here. What was that? Is that down here? Yes, 76. Peek in the corner over here. 76. Oh, slow down. 76 peeking out here, getting a shot on that Tiger that was over there. The Tiger has backed up around the corner. So you can see him over there is in repair right there. 76 takes another shot on him. Satchel goes off in the alleyway right there as Baddies of the North are trying to clear these guys out of the entryway of the alleyway so they can get some infantry up in there. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in from the backside here as they've got barbed wire in the alleyway as well as a Belgian gate right on the other side of the door. Slows down anybody who tries to go through on that side. You can already see their infantry pushing back the other way. They know they're not going to be able to get in there. They need to get an engineer up in there or something to take out that barbed wire. Here comes the bombing run from Baddies of the North. Already took a couple of guys out. I'm pretty sure it got the garrison and the supplies that were sitting there. There was supplies in that back courtyard. There goes the satchel on the barbed wire. And here comes Baddies of the North looking to push in from the south. D-Bears is already making his way up the alleyway. The Tiger's right there, but he's actually pulling up into the circle. He's looking the other way. He's trying to catch that infantry coming down from the chapel. And here comes Baddies of the North up from the south. Rockets going into the courtyards, trying to catch any infantry who are out of position, waiting for them. D-Bears gets taken down by M. Tucker. Booty Smasher gets taken out by Minimum Kavas. Most of this has been cleaned up down here on the south. Here, Syndicate has a number of guys over here trying to catch these Baddies of the North guys making their way up. Nutbender trying to get a satchel on. Gets an OP. That was a little fast. Sorry about that. What? With the Tiger just sitting on top of the P4. He blows himself up in order to get around onto the P4. KX-99 looking for him, not realizing that he blew himself up. Those tanks should be able to repair up just fine. More supplies coming down for Syndicate, trying to get their garrison back up in the south in the south courtyards. They're using these Tigers. These Tigers are like the only thing holding these guys out. Baddies of the North are in the plaza. Cap weight is starting to swing their way. They do. Sounds like they have a 76 over there right on the front door. I can't see it. I see there's a Stewart right there. There's a 76 right there. They did have a 76 up here. That's a medium, but they do have another tank up here. Does not want to engage with that Tiger. But Baddies of the North starting to break through into the south courtyards. Syndicate is pulling it back. The garrison there is locked up. Couple of guys going down to Nexus right there. Artillery just hammering this area. This entire area from both sides. They're just blasting the crap out of each other. Baddies of the North still trying to get in from behind. Syndicate has cleared out most of the area up by the church, so the biggest threat right now is the Baddies of the North guys who have slipped in down here on the southeast side of the circle. They still got these tanks over here, though. Are they both still here? I see the P4. The other Tiger has pushed north. He's looking to support the push up there by the church. Without him being here, though, this is a very lonely looking P4 with a solo inside of it. Chalks goes down to Cap. Now the P4 has that machine gun as the driver. Cap's gonna run out in front of him. The machine gunner's gonna miss him. There's nobody in the turret. Johnny goes down. He has no idea where they went. Cap actually just ran past. Nutbender goes for the flank shot. They don't realize that he's a solo. He's in the turret. There comes Nyquist. Runs right past Nutbender. There is a repair station right there, so... Ooh, he goes down, turns around, tries to get... Nyquist in the back is taken out by Mark. Tanks. Satchel goes off on the repair station, but the P4 survives. Over here on the front door, Baddies of the North starting to slip some guys in here. This Tiger's about the only thing left to stop this infantry, and he's looking the other way. Here comes Storm and Mormon and Cora. Flare goes up for Baddies of the North. There is some infantry from Syndicate coming back in here trying to stop this. They are still holding on to the point pretty good. They did lose their garrison in here, but they're bringing just enough guys up to keep Baddies of the North from getting that cap pressure going. Until Baddies of the North get significant cap pressure going, they're not going to smell blood in the water and they won't push their tanks up. They start getting that significant cap pressure, you can bet they're going to start shoving their tanks up the front door. Now, I thought they had another tank over here. I do see they have 176 over here. I don't know if he was trying to engage with the P4, but the P4 is still there. He's actually looking down to the south. He got satcheled. He got satcheled by Davy Jones. I didn't see the play, but I saw the death. Nice play by Davy Jones. Or Smilk. I don't know. Whichever one of you guys got the satchel on. Very nice. Baddies of the North lose another tank. I feel like they've just lost a handful more tanks than Syndicate has on this one. Booty Smasher goes down. Chalks and Smilk coming out and around. Syndicate starting to slip some guys up from down by the train yard. Now there is a handful of Baddies of the North guys down over here. Or Resto just got himself that was a Resto who got that kill over here. He's getting kills from across the world in that window. Oh, like a 500-meter shot. It's a machine gun, but still, it's like a 500-meter shot. Now, Syndicate is starting to slip some guys down around here on the south side. But over here, Baddies of the North are still making their way into the front door. They're getting into the south courtyards. We'll see how this exchanges here, but they're also bringing guys down from the north. The tank's still holding strong up there on the road. Trying to keep these guys away from coming down from the north. They're slipping into the courtyard, staying away from the roads. There's Johnny right there, placing a satchel on the wall. Almost gets shot with the artillery coming around. Gets Original K. Gets Keanu. Before he finally goes down to Deej. But there's a satchel on the wall right there. That satchel might be able to take that garrison out. I'm not sure. Artillery coming down right on top of it as well. Here comes Rooster. Spawning's on that OP right there. Crazy Boots might actually get taken out by his own satchel. I'm almost certain there's a satchel on that wall right there. Yep, there was. Did it get the garrison? Yes, it did. The garrison, the supplies, I think it took down that OP as well. As in the north getting in here, even they're starting to slip more infantry into the south courtyards. These tanks feeling like they're not going to be enough to hold this back without more infantry support. They need to get another garrison up in here. Every time they put the garrison up, it gets taken down. To me, that's the downside of you put the garrison in the same spot every time. The enemy team will clue in on that, and they'll just start hammering it with arty all the time. They'll come put satchels on. They know your garrison's going to be in that same spot. Syndicate starting to bring some guys into the circle now, stalling up this cap pressure. There's explosions going off all over the place. Sounds like there was an exchange of some sort going on here. The P4 blasting away. There's a medium right here. They're trying to clear out this infantry over here on the southwest corner. I have not really seen any pressure going on at Ruins, though. Syndicate took the initial point, but Baddies of the North have just been pressuring them this whole time. I just heard a ricochet, but I don't know off of what. Might have been Mitchell taking shots at this Tiger from the front over here, maybe, with a rocket. It's hard to say for sure. I didn't see the ricochet. I just saw some rocks going off over here at this other Tiger who is backed up and shooting towards the church. Decent amount of infantry around the tanks. What just went down right there? Repair station. So that Tiger lost his repair station. The Baddies of the North, they're in the buildings. I mean, like, they're in the buildings, they're in the houses, they're spawning in inside the plaza. Satchel goes off right there on the southeast side. Supplies just came down for Syndicate again. They should be able to get their garrison back up, but they're gonna put it in the same spot again. There's already some Baddies of the North headed that way, looking to find and clear this out. Flares going up for Baddies of the North. The one just got himself a rocket kill right there as that guy was coming around the corner into the south courtyards. Here comes the airhead. Here comes the airhead for Baddies of the North. Syndicate has to see that dropping. Here comes the bombing run. Now that... Oh, that's the Syndicate. That's a Syndicate airhead. It does get taken down. The bombing run a couple seconds too late. It does clear out a good number of the infantry. They should be able to get their guys back in here now, but Baddies of the North are still spawning in down here. OPs do not get taken down. The OPs do not get taken down by the bombing run, so they're still going to be able to keep reinforcements coming in. Syndicate has managed to stall this up, at least for now. But with Baddies of the North having control of the south courtyards, they're not going to be able to get their garrison up on those supplies. Medium had pushed in. 76 is now engaging with the Tiger. And even after the medium went down, the Tiger doesn't have any damage. There he goes. Where did that came from? Sounded like a rocket or something. Oh, maybe the 76 shot him in the front. There's another Tiger back behind him too. So there goes the 76. Nice shooting by the Scotsman. That should help them take some of that cap pressure off. Rockets going across, just barely missing Crazy Boots. Syndicate needs to take these south courtyards back. Now they have a lot of tank pressure here. It's going to be really difficult. Even with all of this infantry pressure, it's going to be really difficult for Baddies of the North to clean this out with all these tanks here. A massive spawn wave by Syndicate pushing up. They just abandoned that Tiger. They were about to jump into the other tiger and they got blasted by the artillery that's coming down on top of him. Why did they? I wonder why they abandoned that tiger. I know it's damaged. Maybe it's out of, must be like out of AP rounds or something. I don't know. Recon going over. Super Zuper trying to reposition his tiger so that he can still shoot. Needs to get it away from that artillery so his crewmen can come in there and get into it. Now Syndicate has started to push through up here on the north side. There's a handful of baddies in the north guys still trying to swing out and around him, coming from the bridge, but most of the pressure is right here. It's just right here as baddies in the north are trying to force their way into the circle. Oop, Tommy goes down. The vomit coffin. This guy's in position to just look out through that doorway, so as Deej pushes up and comes around a corner, he should get caught by vomit coffin. Alright, now they're finally starting to repair up this other tiger. Water Jug's over there. He decided he's going to take it. If you guys aren't going to use it, I will. Keeping these tanks around. There's a handful of guys pushing up the main road for baddies of the north. They do have another tank over there. Mark tank shooting around the corner, trying to get himself some kills. Baddies of the north still coming in from the alleyway. Artillery coming down right in Mark tank's face. Chickenator comes around the corner and gets him. I think it was actually Wrath that got him, but Crumbopulous gets blasted by the artillery. I don't even know whose artillery this is. These guys are so on top of each other right now. It's only a couple more minutes that baddies of the north are going to be able to push this south side. It's only a matter of time before artillery and tank pressure and infantry reinforcements are going to clear them out. They need some tank support, and that's easier said than done when the Tigers are already in position. It's hard to get around behind them. Syndicate starting to push out from the chapel now. They have control of the chapel. Pushing one of their tanks up here to stop this infantry that's flooding in this direction from baddies of the north. Crazy Boots goes down. Some more baddies go down. I bet you guys can just hear my son screaming his head off up there, having a good time. Evac goes down to a lot of bush before T-Wad takes down a lot of bush. Syndicate now clearing out the north courtyards, getting taken out in the process as baddies of the north are still holding onto this house right on the edge of the courtyards. Baddies do have a handful of guys who are in the circle, or at least close to it. Johnny's goes down. The Tigers have backed off a little bit. They're no longer in the circle itself. They're going to hang back a little bit, keep themselves away from trouble. Was that one of the Tigers? One of the Tigers went down. Did he go down to the 76 back here? He might have had vision on that. Yeah. I think the 76 got him. Looks like he should have vision on that. Now he's just scanning, looking for infantry. Who was that? Jizzbeard. Nice shot. You got the money shot, Jizzbeard. Baddies of the north now shifting their guys up towards the north courtyards. Artillery coming down. Chickenator is still into the south courtyards. Cojones. Ooh, Satchel got him though. I don't even know whose Satchel that was. Must have been a Syndicate Satchel. Satcheling their own buildings now. 37.5 minutes left on the clock. This match is just flying past here as these guys are aggressively attacking each other over and over again. This P4 is still alive down here. It's just a solo. Here comes Tommy. He's got some infantry supporting him a little bit, so even though he's a solo, he's still an imposing presence. You know, you see that tank, you don't know that he's a solo. You wouldn't expect a P4 to be a solo. Maybe a two-man. That's what I would expect as a two-man. Badges of the North still pushing the front door. Now with these tigers backed off the way they are, where did this other tiger go? He's actually coming around this way. So he's just repositioned himself into a different road, that's all. Artillery still coming down right inside the plaza. Badges of the North taking casualties as they're trying to make their way in. A lot of Syndicate guys flooding down into the south courtyards. Look like they're tired of Badges of the North making their way through there. Here comes Bobo the Monk up here in the north courtyard. Him and Evac about to run into each other. Evac catches a round, but it's not enough to stop him, and he takes down Bobo. Caliel Ferrari goes down. They got a tank right here. They got a Stewart. That Stewart just blasts a whole bunch of guys right there. Now, one of the Tigers is over here. Obviously, he doesn't quite have a shot on that Stewart, or else he would have killed him already, I'm pretty sure, but... OP's going down right there behind the Stewart. Is that a solo? It is a solo. We'll see what he does here in a second. See if he moves that Stewart. But with that Tiger being right there, he's not a whole lot he could do anymore to support this. If he pushes out to try and support the infantry, he's going to get blasted by that Tiger. Some more infantry spawn-ins. The Stewart actually backing up a little bit. Rocket going off up into the tower. Calio Ferrari actually sending rockets down from the window over there, trying to get a shot on the Stewart. I do see some guys who have slipped past. Let's see what they do. I want to see, it looks like they might start trying to put a little bit of pressure on Ruins. Now, they haven't really pressured Ruins all match, so it's not a terrible plan. There's only Morgana back here, and I'm sure they have a garrison. It's not going to be easy to put this pressure on, but Smoke looked like he's trying to get an angle on Morgana over there. He's going to run past. Morgana peeks out the window just as Smilk gets out of view. He's not going to see Smilk. He would have seen him if he looked a split second sooner. There comes Crumbopulous heading south. Flare goes up. They must have something down here that just lit up. Smilk should have been spotted by that flare. Comes Crumbopulous. Again, Smilk just barely getting out of view. Oh, there's a garrison right there. Smilk damn near ran past. He does end up getting taken down by a Reap. There's another 76 passing through here at the same time along the tracks. Baddies of the North cleaned that up in record time. It wasn't a huge infiltration, but they cleaned that up quickly. A couple of spawn-ins right there. That's definitely a garrison because they're both squad leaders. Chickenator already taking shots at him. He definitely seen them run out of there. There's a spawn-in right there as well, who is another squad leader, so that means there's at least 3 squads down here on the south side. Milk comes around the corner and gets Chickenator. Tommy's running the other way. I hear this 76. I'm curious to see where he's going to go. He's driving past. Look like he's going to try and hit town center from somewhere on the south side. Maybe even drive all the way past. Try and get behind those tanks. It'll take him several minutes to get into position, but it could be a good choice. If he can get behind those tigers and take some of them out. Smilk following him. Sees him. Smilk has eyes on that 76. It feels like he's just following him now just to see where he goes. Wants to make sure that his tigers don't get jumped by a 76. Davy Jones is not terribly far from this garrison. If he was to just push down this road, he'd run right into it. Did I just see another spawn in right here, though? Well, they must have already been there. That's too close to have a garrison there anyways. But there is an OP there. I did see a spawn in. Davy Jones got eyes on this 76. He wants it. He wants it. There's a lot of infantry right there. They don't see him. Chickinator! Chickinator! There he goes! I thought he was gonna get that satchel on for a second. Did he? He did. He did. They're taking it down. They are gonna get that satchel off, though. I can see the sparks. They are gonna get that satchel off. Oh, man. If that already had killed them, that would have been a dead 76. Baddies of the North are getting into the circle again. They had a little bit of cap pressure going on here. There's some more spawn-ins for Syndicate now. Nexus and Pyrochemist running right past each other. Nexus blasting away, misses. Too much panic shooting. Original K also shooting at me, finally gets him. Pyrochemist goes down to Original K. Pulling back this cap pressure. Where are the Tigers? Alright, so one of the Tigers is over here, keeping an eye on South Park Row. A Ricochet over here somewhere. Rockets hitting the Tiger. The Tiger's backing off. Baddies of the North have control of the chapel again. Trying to push some infantry down from the north with that Tiger backing off. This could be the time. They have a lot of guys pushing in the front door as well. They're in position to start threatening town center from both the north and the west. What was that? Something just shot this Tiger over here. Like, where did that... I saw something, looked like somebody shot it from behind, but... I don't know. He's fine, though. Here comes another tank for Baddies of the North, bringing in another medium. They must be hurting for resources a little bit. Keep bringing these mediums in. They have lost a lot of tanks. Now, I never did see what happened to that other 76. I don't know if this is him right here, the one that pushed up the tracks. I don't know where he went. I had assumed he was going to try and push all the way through over here. Baddies of the North is pushing a lot of guys over here on the south side along the tracks. I don't see that other 76, though, so... Oh, something just went down over there. It was an AT gun. They had an AT gun down this road here. The medium got him, maybe. I'm not sure. The medium is exchanging with two Tigers. Yeah, that's right, medium. You just go right on ahead and back off behind that wall. You don't want to do that. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but I'm gonna guess everybody's watching that Greyhound escape with his life. That was something. These Tigers are holding down this point. The medium has popped out. Looking to get another shot on the Tiger over here. Oh! Oh, and the Scotsman gets him. Right as we were dropping down to watch it. Nice shooting by the Scotsman. Takes that medium out. These Tigers are now completely uncontested by tanks at the moment. Just holding down the point. The infantry is getting taken out by the church as Eggs push through and gets Swift. Gets another kill over there. Eggs is starting to slay some bodies. Architect laying low in the smoke. Some more infantry coming around behind, but Syndicate pushing their infantry that way. The one goes down to Eggs now. Eggs pushing back the other way. Oh, he was in a reload and he gets blasted by a shotgun. I saw that. You were reloading. More infantry coming in off the garrison. That's OP. Coming in off this OP over here. Still trying to stop these guys as they're coming through. That engineer looking like he's trying to get around behind the Tiger. The Tiger has his gun pointed to the north. T-Wad bandaging up. Here comes the engineer. He's going to run right into Eggs. He's waiting around that corner. Eggs taking some shot at the fat evil sloth. I don't know. Everybody just went down over there all of a sudden. Syndicate still holding strong in the point. I'm going to shift back over to Ruins. I want to see if anybody has slipped through anywhere. It doesn't really look like anybody slipped through. This is kind of starting to look like it's just going to be a fight over town centers. We've got 27 minutes left on the clock. Baddies of the North have gotten some good pressure going, though. They really have almost capped this a couple of times. Syndicate's got them pushed out pretty good right now, but that could change. Anytime in the next 20 minutes. Precision strike. And the Tiger goes down. The Tiger goes down. Will B gets himself a precision strike. He's got to be dancing in his computer chair right now. 76 down here is blasting away at Syndicate guys holding on to South Park Row, but they're not really pushing up. I think they're just holding, just trying to keep Baddies of the North from pushing up. They don't really want to engage that tank up close, I don't think. Do see Bryson pushing down to the south, maybe coming down and around. He is a saltman, so maybe he can get down and around and get behind that 76. There is the Nutbender was right there, just got taken about down by Minimum Kvass and Chalk. So Syndicate has some guys swinging around down here on the south side, maybe looking to get behind this 76, who is still blasting away. I did just see body parts, so he got himself an infantry kill just now with that tank round. Chalks goes down to Fat Kid, I think. I think Fat Kid got. I was like, who the hell shot Chalks? So Baddies of the North flanking this flank. Fat Kid does end up going down to Trick. Minimum Kvass goes down to Vomit Coffin. And Baddies of the North still holding their position down there. Up here in the north, Clink has managed to slip through to the back side of Town Center. He's a squad leader. Might be able to get an OP up over here. Maybe they can start bringing some reinforcements in from a different direction. Syndicate might not see this right away. I do see M. Tucker looking that way. Clink gets taken down by M. Tucker. If he had an OP, these guys should be able to find it pretty fast here. Lots of squad leaders coming in from this direction. It looks like Syndicate was pretty concerned about being flanked over here on the east side. They brought a lot of guys back over here, and they did a fantastic job of cleaning that up, even if it was just the one guy. Looks like they're trying to get around to kind of flank the church a little bit, coming down that alleyway. Lots of guys being taken down by Death Vice back there, though. I can hear him shooting. And he has a beautiful, absolutely beautiful field of fire looking down that road. I don't even know who he's shooting at right now. I don't know if he does. He gets cojones in the face. Nice shooting, Death Vice. Make sure you clip that later, just to let everybody know that you had the best position ever. Will be pushing up to the north. There is some Syndicate guys trying to swing around. There is a garrison here for Baddies of the North, so Syndicate trying to get around behind that. Baddies of the North trying to slip into the alleyways. They're spread out. Right now it feels like Baddies of the North are very spread out. They're trying to find the gaps. They're trying to find where they can slip through. They do have some guys coming down from the north right now, but Davy Jones already headed that way. They're going to run into each other. AT fight. Davy Jones goes down to Architect. Bobo the Monk just fell out of the world. Original K goes down. Syndicate is reacting to that infiltration of the north. They have 4 or 5 guys spreading out that way, immediately looking to clean that up. They are still holding on down here to the South Parkway. Where did that 76 go? It's right here. So he had backed up and was trying to help that push up the front door. Here comes Keanu as an engineer. Gets taken down by Pyrochemist. These guys are trying to get on these 76s with their engineers, with their satchels, but Baddies of the North doing a good job of keeping an eye on their tanks. Big push here from Baddies of the North. There is a spawn in last second on the OP that certainly was destroyed. It does get cleaned up, but not before they take out a couple of the guys for Baddies of the North that were pushing up there. That was a pretty big push. Still a pretty decent push. We'll see what happens. Stir holding on to that corner right there. Is he in that house or something? No, he's there. Gets Fat Kid, but he got the other guy, but he got taken out by Fat Kid. 76 right there as well. They do have a Belgian gate blocking the road. It's going to make it so that they can't push their tank up through them behind it. Hey, friendly fire. Fred, check your fire. Who's shooting in there? Slug. Check your fire, man. You're killing friendlies. Excel goes down to minimum Kavas, who's hiding behind the door. Baddies of the North have slipped a couple of guys in here. They are in the courtyard. Alma Onesta gets a kill right there with his machine gun hip fire style before getting shot in the back by Pyrochemist, who has made the house. Chickenator goes down to Keanu. What was that? Ooh, the 76 is being engaged by a Tiger over here. The Tiger's backing up. Gonna go into repair. But do they still have a repair station? They had a repair station over here, and it's not there anymore. Here comes the other Tiger, though. This 76 could find himself in a dangerous position here. They are repairing up. Tommy's peeking. Gets vomit coughing. Takes a couple shots at Nutbender. Nutbender's still alive. He's going to pop back. Some more infantry coming up this way for Syndicate. The one Tiger is shooting up the road up there. The 76 sees that. I think possibly believes that there's still only one tank here, so he's going to push up and try and get an angle on that Tiger. The other Tiger is pulling up. The 76 is still wounded. That was a ricochet. Oh, there's another hit on the 76. Another 76 coming up behind him, but the first 76 is still very wounded. They should be able to see that there's two tanks. Friendly fire. The 76 blasts Nutbender. Here comes the Tiger looking to get the second shot. He shoots the ground in front of him. He catches a round from the 76 as well. There he goes. He gets him. Nice shooting by Trailer Park Trash. Here comes the other Tiger pulling up, trying to get a shot on the second 76. Getting caught on the sandbags. Oh, the second 76 caught a hold of the Tiger. That was nice shooting over there by Inchon again. Down to two tanks down here. Status quo. He was not able to back up and get the repair going on. Let's see what can happen here. These Tiger and 76 don't really seem to have eyes on each other. The dead 76 is blocking the view. And there is quite a bit of infantry pushing up to support this 76. Mark Tanks is the only infantryman over here in the immediate vicinity of the Tiger. I hear a truck. Syndicate truck. Doc Holliday out getting garrisons up. What are you doing? Oh, he's shooting the dead Tiger. It's blocking his way, and he's shooting it, blowing it up. Might catch a round from that 76, though. Let's bring the camera back over here. Just under 20 minutes left on the match. Plenty of time. Doc Holliday dropping supplies. He's going to drive out. He's going to get the attention of that 76. The Tiger, he should have followed that truck out. He should have followed that truck out. Smoke going off now in the face of the Tiger. This should stall out. He still catches a round from the 76. It's a ricochet. He ricochets back. Here comes the next shot from the 76. It's a hit. The Tiger gets a hit. He's now going to back off. Might get caught by that 76. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it. He does back off in time. They're going to go into repair. While they're repairing it up, I'm just going to take a quick swing around the map. Take a look at what's going on. It does look like Baddies of the North are still holding on to the chapel. There's a couple of Syndicate guys coming down, trying to get in behind them. These guys are pretty intermixed all over the place up here in the north, but pretty stable at the same time. Baddies of the North starting to come in over there on the south side behind where that tank battle's going down. There is a Tiger holding down the point for Syndicate as their infantry is dueling it out right in the front door. Let's head back over here to these tanks. See if they get another engagement going on here. So Tomato's still over there repairing up the 76. The Tiger is in full repair already, as he has a repair station right there. Stewart just swung around behind him. He's going to turn around and start shooting this Tiger in the back or something. I don't know. The Tiger is reacting to that, Stewart. He's turning his rear to the 76. Don't do that. Don't do that. What are you doing, man? Why would you turn the... Why wouldn't you turn the other way if you're going to turn around like that? Like, why would you turn your rear to the tank? Now, it does look like Mark Tanks did manage to take care of that Stewart. The Tiger is just fine. Satchel goes off over here. There is still a handful of guys slipping in for Baddies of the North. They do have a handful of guys in the circle. But Ruins is almost half capped. While that was happening, somebody slapped me as I wasn't paying attention. Looked up just in time to see the cap weight going on over here. There's a handful of Syndicate guys that did slip in. Only one squad leader, but they are getting some kills. They are in the buildings. They have the position. There's no tanks over here to support this for Baddies of the North. So if they get the better engagements as rear goes down, Reap goes down. Bobo's going to run out right next to Eggs. They are stalling it up. I hear something. There's a medium coming. So they should be able to hold on to this. While this is happening, there is cap pressure going on at Town Center. Sorry, guys. I was so captivated by the tank battle over there, I almost missed this cap pressure. Now, it does look like Baddies of the North are gonna... They're gonna clean this up. I think they're going to clean that up. It does look like Syndicate is still holding on to the Town Center as well. I mean, they've had that Tiger in the circle. Where did he go? They lose him? I do see a Greyhound and a 76 over here. He went back this way. And he got taken out by the 76. Who was looking the other way, had him caught up on the tank trap. Infantry starting to push up for Baddies of the North. Rooster hanging out on top of that burned out tank. They run right past him. He didn't hear them. Now Gibbs goes down. There's a lot of guys running right past Rooster. Cap Cave did manage to make his way in there. They know Rooster's there. They're shooting at him. They're trying to get him. Taking some shots at him. D-Bear's actually shooting past him, getting some shots at Aracha. D-Bear's goes down. Minimum Kvass up on the rooftop clears out the Baddies of the North guys who did manage to slip through. Gibbs finally gets Rooster and Minimum Kvass goes down. Gibbs has made his way into the circle all by his lonesome. I don't know where the garrison is. Mark Tanks headed this way. Looks like the garrison is over there, maybe. Yep, there it is. Supplies coming down for Syndicate. Storm and Mormon falling through the map. The 76 still trying to engage with the Tiger. The Tiger hanging back. A lot of infantry coming from back there. So trying to push into the flank of this attack from Baddies of the North, who has made it up into this road. They get a number of guys up into the south courtyards. They also have some guys up into the north courtyards. They just lost one of their tanks over here. Not even really sure what took that out. But there is cap pressure going on a little bit, so... Baddies of the North keeping the pressure on. 13.5 minutes left on the match. Baddies of the North starting to get real aggressive now. They want to get this middle point. They need to get this middle point. Syndicate doesn't want to let it happen. They have spent a good portion of the map being turtled up. Keanu thralls through the map right there. What is with people falling through the map here in Town Center? Happens all the time. A number of Syndicate guys just went down. Bryson trying to hold by himself as an AT right there. The other AT fight! Came around the corner, shot him in the back. Some more spawn-ins for Baddies of the North. Spawning right there on the garrison just in time, right as he would have locked it up. Saving the garrison. The lucky spawn-in. Here comes Nyquist, comes around the corner, gets Will B. Mark Tanks falls through the world. You know what I think it is? I think it's because they have that OP so close to the wall, and because you can't actually be in there, that if you spawn in on that side of the wall, it just drops you. I think that's what's happening. Chickenator goes down to Nyquist. Nyquist gets himself several kills, clearing those guys that are pushing up from the alleyway. Baddies of the North still... Excuse me. I'll take a drink of water real quick. Hold on. Throat got real dry there for a second. Baddies of the North still trying to push their guys in here from this back alleyway. They've lost enough guys running in there, though, that they're actually pushing up to the road. Here comes Cajones, gets taken down by Nutbender. Water Jug blasting away, gets Nutbender. Water Jug holding. Waiting to see if XL pushes out. Alma Honesta pushing right up to him. Comes around the corner and blasts him. Now, there is another spawn in for Baddies of the North. They try to keep that tank alive. The 76 gets blasted by the Tiger over here. Trailer Park Trash gets himself another tank kill. 11.5 minutes left on the match. Baddies of the North now shifting some of their guys up here in the north towards the chapel, trying to find another avenue of approach. There is a number of Syndicate guys spread out over here waiting for them. Rockets going off into the tower of the church just to make sure that nobody's up there. Grizzly getting himself some kills over here. Rockets going off right there, as well as Syndicate is pushing their guys up out of the road. Grizzly coming around. Him and Swift run into each other. Swift takes a couple rounds, but Grizzly goes down. Now, there is an ammo drop coming down here, so maybe some sort of a diversion. That's my guess, is that they dropped ammo with some sort of a diversion. They have a lot of infantry in and around the circle. These guys are all right on top of each other right here. 10.5 minutes left on the match, and Baddies of the North has a pretty strong looking push going on right now. They're starting to cap town center. I don't know where the tanks are for Syndicate, but they might want to drive one up into the circle like right now. They're starting to... We're pulling it back for just a little bit, but they're losing all of their infantry. Some more spawn-ins for Baddies of the North. That garrison gets another massive spawn wave. Syndicate trying to spread their guys away from that garrison. I'm a little surprised that Baddies of the North aren't directing their artillery on top of that garrison. They know it's there. That one AT was right on top of it. Maybe even started to take it down. So I'm honestly somewhat shocked that Syndicate is still able to bring in that many reinforcements off of that garrison. Baddies of the North still trying to keep the pressure up. Iracha gets himself a kill down here. The Greyhound goes down in the entrance of the alleyway. I do see that's where the airhead is going to drop. Baddies of the North trying to keep that alive. There's attack markers going down. Because he saw that shadow, they know exactly where it's going to land. Artillery should already be being directed over there. They're trying to push their infantry that way. Here comes Original K around the backside. Zan turns around, looks that way, does not get him. Here comes Johnny. Johnny didn't see him. He's going to get the airhead. Drops a grenade on it. Backs away. Gets taken out by the artillery. The grenade takes out the airhead. The airhead goes down for Baddies of the North. They still have good cap pressure going, even without that airhead. They've got good pressure. It does look like they managed to take down the garrison for Syndicate, because they've got that AT right there where that garrison was. Baddies of the North with some amazing last-minute pressure going on here. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left on the match. Syndicate is trying to just shove their infantry up in here now. I don't know what that Tiger is engaging back there, but there's almost no reason for him to not pull his tank up into the circle right now. I don't know where the rest of their heavies are. They've got 2 heavies all the way back here. They should be pushing at least one of those up into the circle. I can hear a bombing run on its way. That will be a Syndicate bombing run. Should clean out a number of this infantry here in the south courtyards. The counter bombing run as well, I hear. I think I hear is in the air right now. Or maybe I was just still hearing the plane. I don't know. But there's still a lot of infantry here for Baddies of the North. They are still capping. They hold the plaza. Come on, you guys. You needed these Tigers here 2 minutes ago. You waited way too long to reposition those Tigers. As soon as they even started to get that kind of cap pressure, you should have shoved one of your tanks back over here. Now, he should be able to get up there in time. There's still a lot of infantry pushing up for Syndicate. This is cutting it really close, though. This is cutting it really close. Satchel's going off. Big spawn-ins for Syndicate. They're trying to get their guys into the circle. They're still not stalling it up. I don't know if they have the reinforce. They do have the reinforce. They've had it going. They're stalling it. They're contesting it. They're starting to pull it back. Baddies of the North almost had it completely capped. The Tiger pulls up into the circle. He makes all the difference, just barely pulling this back. Flare goes up for Syndicate. They need to know what's going on in front of them. They should now be aware that there is a ton of infantry in the circle. They need artillery. They need a precision strike or something. There's a 76 right there as well. I didn't even see him because he blends in so well on this map. Artillery coming down. There's 3 tanks pushing up. One of the Tigers goes down. Baddies of the North are starting to capture town center yet again. With that dead Tiger in the road, they're going to have to take a second to blast him out of there. They can't push through. I do see the garrison for Baddies of the North. They already have a red zone garrison. There's artillery coming down right on top of it. Rocket going off from Did I Ask into the side of that 76. Syndicate still losing the point. Here comes the bombing run from Baddies of the North. Baddies of the North is actually up behind this as well. Couple of friendly kills on it, but they're still getting plenty of kills with it as well. 6 minutes left on the match, and town center goes to Baddies of the North. Unbelievable. They've got a lot of infantry in the circle. It's going to be really difficult. Another Tiger goes down to that 76. As I said, the third Tiger is putting some rounds into that 76. He's got infantry all over him. He's catching rounds. He's damaged. Can he get the shot off? He misses. Here comes the next shot, and the 76 takes down the third Tiger. Cap pressure going on at rail crossing. Just a handful of guys. I don't know if they found the garrison back here or not, but there's a handful of guys. There's spawn-ins going on in the alleyway. There's a couple of guys for Syndicate pushing back this way, but they got caught with their pants down here in the last few minutes, trying desperately to take town center back. They don't have any tanks. They don't have a bombing run. Rail crossing is contested. They've got Baddies of the North guys all over the place behind them as they're trying to push in. This is looking really bad for Syndicate right now. I'm gonna shoot back over here and just take a look at rail crossing. There is a fair amount of guys here at rail crossing. A little bit of cap pressure going on. It's contested. They must have some... Oh, they got a tank coming up. That's what it is. They do have... Got a Luke's driving up. Looking to support this point. Here's Cap right there as an AT. Waiting for him to drive past. Here's him coming. Did he just put a satchel on that wall? Did he not see that? He ran right in front. So I'm waiting for him to get run over. All right, makes it on. Makes it on. That's going to be a satchel on the Lukes. There's a satchel on the Lukes. There's still a handful of infantry here for Baddies of the North. Oh, he did jump out and get him, but he got taken down by the guy on the rooftop over there, who's also taking some shots at M. Tucker. M. Tucker goes down. That Lukes is about to go down. Where Syndicate has some guys coming up from the south. I'm like, they have to have something in the zone because they're holding on to this point, but their Alma Honesta goes down. That guy on the rooftop over there is just laying down fire. Some more spawn-ins. There goes the Lukes. He's getting more guys. He finally gets shot down off the rooftop. Syndicate still holding on to this point. They should have brought enough guys back to be able to hold this. I want to take a look at what's going on at Town Center. Baddies of the North have completely taken control. Getting some more spawn-ins over here in the alleyways. Still trying to keep the pressure on. Syndicate having no choice but to pull more guys back to rail crossing as they keep getting pressure put on them. I think that was that repair station just now. Another repair station just now. There is a Stewart right there. T-Wad looked like he was headed that way, but he gets taken out by Vomit Coffin, who's up in the second floor of that house. Or third floor, whatever it is. Top. He's in the top floor. That's what it is. A large wave of Syndicate troops coming up the road right here. They're going to run into some trouble. They come around this corner, though. Gets holding up Bender. Coming around the corner. Already taking a number of casualties. Rockets going off. I don't know what that precision strike was going for. Chickenator looks like he's placing a satchel or something on this supply truck. Pushing some infantry towards this attack that's coming from Syndicate. Syndicate is just being punished left and right. Does look like they managed to take control of rail crossing. Oh, we are under 2 minutes. I just realized we are under 2 minutes. Baddies of the North they took it. They took this match and it was stalemate the whole time and they snuck it at the last second. Baddies of the North are really good at that. I watched them do it to a spree once. That rocket really looked like it ricocheted off the building. More rockets coming across. Infantry pushing up, getting blasted by the 76. Let's see what this P4 can get himself a tank kill here. Here comes the 76 around the corner. And there goes the P4. Nice shooting by Jizzbeard. Cleans up that infantry. That was something. I'm honestly like, I'm a little flabbergasted by that. Syndicate held so good the whole match. Wow. Just wow. Let's shoot over here. See what's going on. 76 pulling up. Let's see when are you guys gonna be the last kill? Here comes Hines with the satchel. Hines is gonna be the final death of the match, I think. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. There you have it. My goodness. Congratulations, Baddies of the North, to your victory. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at some combat scores here. 773 from Hef. 592 Mark Tanks. 856 Grizzly. 766 Scotsman. Let's see, 916 Tomato. 595 Arresto. 861 from Bespoken Parasite. 926 from the guy who was on the rooftop at rail station. I don't know how to say his name. Unbelievable. I gotta close my laptop. I keep forgetting that. I gotta close the laptop. But that was crazy, guys. I really want to say thank you for letting me cast this match. That was something. Syndicate, man, you guys did so well the whole time. Your tanks were getting the good engagements and your infantry was responding to everything perfectly. And I'm a little shocked that they were able to snake it from you there at the last second. But with that being said, Baddies of the North, man, congratulations, guys. You didn't give up, and you took the victory in the end because of it. And like I've said before, I've seen you guys do that before. I know you're really good at that last-second flip, and so it was fun to see. Thank you, everybody who watched. Thank you for any new follows that I got today, or subs, or anything else that I may have gotten. I have it all turned off, so I can't see it. So thank you anyways, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy. With the heart of fire and a blazing sun.